Hi and welcome. I am your virtual host, Eddie, and I don't get why medieval kings messed with their own coins and somehow ended up breaking entire empires. So let's ask our Professor Money.
You picked a topic that shows how money can fall apart long before a country does. Coin debasement is the perfect example.
Before we go deeper, tell me straight, what does coin debasement even mean?
It means the king takes a coin that should be pure silver and secretly replaces part of that silver with cheaper metals like copper or tin. The coin still looks normal, still feels like silver, but its real value drops.
So it's basically the medieval version of watering down juice.
Exactly, except the juice is the entire economy, and the watering down ends in chaos.
Why would a king even do that? Wouldn't people notice?
People usually didn't notice at first. But kings were almost always short on money. Wars, fortresses, royal courts, political payoffs, and luxury lifestyles drained the treasury. Raising taxes caused rebellions, so debasing coins felt like a quiet trick with no riots attached.
Let me guess, it was not an easy trick.
Not at all. At first it works. The king melts old silver coins, mixes cheap metal into the silver, and produces a larger number of new coins. Suddenly, the king has extra money to spend.
So he basically prints money.
Yes, it's inflation before paper money existed. The economy gets flooded with weaker coins.
And then what happens?
Prices slowly start to rise. People notice their coins buy less bread, less grain, less cloth, and fewer tools. Confidence drops. Merchants demand more coins for the same goods. Wages don't keep up. The entire system becomes unstable.
Sounds like a slow motion disaster.
Slow at first, then very fast. Debasement is like removing the brakes from a wagon. You still move for a while, but the crash becomes unavoidable.
Give me a real example. Who messed up the worst?
The Romans did it early and did it badly. Their currency was the backbone of trade across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. So when its quality collapsed, entire markets felt the shock. Late Roman emperors debased their currency so much that the silver content of some coins went from above 90% to under 5%. To trick people, mint workers dipped the coins in silver wash so they still looked shiny.
That sounds like a scam.
It was exactly that, and the scam helped break one of the strongest empires in history.
But the Romans were ancient. What about medieval kings?
One of the worst offenders was King Henry VIII of England. During the 1540s, he needed money to fund wars, royal projects, and his expensive lifestyle. He debased the English coinage so heavily that people later called it the Great Debasement.
How bad was it?
Bad enough that his face on the coin literally started turning green because the copper leaked through the thin silver layers.
So even the king's portrait looked sick.
Yes. The coins were basically telling the truth long before the king did.
What did that do to England?
Prices spiked. Workers struggled because their wages stayed the same while everything around them got more expensive. Trust in money evaporated. Trade slowed down. It took many years and a complete currency reform to repair the damage.
Were there other kings who tried this trick?
Many. France had repeated cycles of debasement. The Holy Roman Empire dealt with constant currency chaos. The Byzantine Empire weakened its money by lowering gold purity. Even smaller kingdoms played the same dangerous game.
It's crazy how kings kept trying something that clearly didn't work.
They did it because it did work for a little while. They could spend more than they owned. It's the long-term explosion that nobody wanted to deal with.
So it's the medieval version of pushing problems to the next guy.
Exactly. The next king, the next generation, the next group of taxpayers.
What happened to everyday people during these debasements?
Take a small town like medieval Rouen in France. When the king weakened the coins, bakers raised bread prices almost weekly, market sellers refused certain coins, and many families started saving any older silver coins in jars because they trusted them more than the new money. The poor suffered the most. Their pay stayed the same, but their buying power collapsed. Bread, cheese, meat, tools, clothes, and rent all climbed in price. People with land, livestock, or grain came out better because real assets held value.
So inequality increased.
Yes, and when inequality grows too fast, societies crack.
Did people try to resist or did they just accept it?
Many resisted. Merchants refused weak coins. Markets banned certain currencies. People hoarded older, purer coins and refused to spend them. Villages even created their own unofficial currency in some places.
That sounds like Gresham's law.
Exactly. Bad money drives out good money. People spend weak coins quickly and hide the good ones.
So the economy fills up with the worst coins.
Yes, and once only bad coins circulate, nobody trusts money anymore.
And when people don't trust money, everything falls apart.
Trade slows, taxes collapse, soldiers go unpaid, kings lose authority.
How fast did things fall apart?
in some cases shockingly fast. When the Byzantine Empire debased its famous gold coin, the hyper-respected Byzantine solides, foreign merchants instantly lost trust. Trade collapsed almost overnight. The empire entered a long decline right before major invasions.
So coin purity basically helped decide the fate of an empire.
Yes. Weak money created weak armies, weak trade networks, and weak political structures.
Why didn't kings just stop once they saw the damage?
Because stopping didn't magically make money appear. They were still broke. If they stopped debasing, they couldn't pay soldiers or repay debts. And broke kings usually ended up dead.
So they kept going until everything snapped.
Exactly. It's the same mistake modern governments make when they rely too heavily on printing money.
So debasing coins is basically inflation with extra steps.
Yes, medieval inflation, silent, slow, deadly, and almost impossible to reverse once trust breaks.
Let's talk about how normal people reacted. What did they do when coins got weaker?
Some refused to sell goods unless they got more coins. In some regions, this reaction was extreme, while others saw calmer markets that adapted more slowly, showing that the impact of debasement depended heavily on local trade networks and stability. Some switched to barter, some only accepted foreign coins. Some brought coins to experts to check their purity. Many complained to priests and bishops. They believed kings were cheating them, and the church often agreed.
Did the complaints help?
Sometimes. Church pressure made some kings slow down debasement, but usually the king's financial needs were stronger than moral concerns.
Did any king manage to clean up the mess?
Yes. A famous fix happened under Elizabeth I in England. She restored purity, melted down the bad coins, and rebuilt trust. But it was incredibly expensive. It took years. Restoring a broken money system is one of the hardest tasks any ruler can face.
So it's much easier to destroy trust than to rebuild it.
Exactly. One bad coin can poison the whole economy.
What's the biggest lesson from this whole mess?
Any ruler who destroys trust in money destroys trust in the state. Coins were more than metal. They were promises. When the promises broke, so did the stability of the empire.
And the same rules still apply today.
They do. Money only works if people believe in it.
And trust dies when the people in charge treat money like a toy.
That's the heart of it.
Before we wrap up, give me one more extreme story.
In 14th century France, King Philip IV debased coins so often that riots broke out. Markets shut down. Some towns refused the king's money completely. Trade collapsed. The political system shook for decades. His short-term tricks created long-term instability that hurt generations.
So even quick shortcuts create massive disasters.
Always. That's why historians call debasement a hidden tax. People pay for it even when they don't understand how it works.
I get it now. Medieval kings broke their own economies by weakening trust in money, triggering inflation, damaging trade, and pushing entire societies into long-term instability because they kept reaching for an easy shortcut that wasn't actually easy.
And every shortcut has a price.
Thanks, Professor. That was surprisingly easy to understand.
Anytime.